Hello children of class 5. Welcome to this week's video on computers. Last week I had started chapter 7, Internet Services. I had taught how you can connect to the internet and what are the various types of internet connections. This week I will teach you some common internet terms, some popular internet services, email and netiquettes. Now I will talk about some commonly used internet terms. Information in the form of digital pages on the internet are known as web pages. Website is a collection of related web pages which are linked to each other. Web browser is a software that lets you access the websites. Once again, web browser is a software that lets you access the websites. On my computer there are 3 web browsers. I have Firefox, Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome. Now I will start Google Chrome by double clicking on it and my Google Chrome window appears. This is the address bar. Here I will type the name of a website. There are so many websites in this world. Which one to start? Let's type the name of the school website, www.denoblefri.in. So this is our website. This is the first page of the website. What you are seeing is a web page. Okay, this is information in the form of digital pages on the internet called web pages. So this is a web page that you are seeing. There is information in the form of text. There are pictures and there are also some videos. But this is not the only page you will see. This is the first page, also known as the home page. By clicking at various places, you can go to other pages also. For example, if I click on gallery, I get this menu and here we have video tutorial second semester. If I click on that, I will get another page in which you can see all your videos. And if I click on any one of them, that video will start. If I click here, last week's computer video will start. Now all these pages, this is not the only page, there are other pages also. You can go to academics and click on examination and you can click on admission. This will give me some information about admission. Okay. These things can be there. So all these web pages make up a website. A website is a collection of related web pages linked to each other. To go from one page to another, if you want to go to a previous page, I can click on this. This will take me back to the previous page. And if I click on this one, this will close. By clicking on the close button, which you can't see, which is outside your screen, I can close the browser. We will learn about 2 more terms. All the websites in the world together make up the World Wide Web. The next term is Internet Service Provider. Is a company that lets you access the internet for a fee. Now I will talk about some popular internet services. The first such service I will talk about is video conferencing. Video conferencing is exchanging of audio and video at the same time between people in different places. The people can see each other on their screens as well as hear them. Now, video conference was something which was unknown in the education world. Video conferencing was something you associated with business people, office people, corporates, not with students. Thanks to COVID-19, that has changed completely. Softwares like Google Meet, Zoom are now everyday terms. So, I really don't need to explain to you much about video conferencing. We'll go through this definition once again. It's the exchanging of audio and video. Yes, when you sit for your online classes using Google Meet, you can hear my voice and you can also see me, and the people can see also each other on their screens as well as hear them. The next service, popular internet service I'll talk about is chatting. So you can see the picture on the right hand side. It's a screenshot of a WhatsApp chat. So one girl Sanskriti, one lady Sanskriti is talking with somebody. So I think most of you are familiar with WhatsApp. You send a message to somebody and immediately that person sees it on his or her screen, and that person sends a message and immediately you send it, you see it also. So that is what is chatting. So let's see a more technical definition. It is a communication between two or more users. There is group chat in which messages are exchanged back and forth in real time. Okay, in real time. That means I send a message, immediately the other person, almost instantly the other person gets the message. Okay, and that person sends me a message, a reply that appears on my screen instantly. In real time through chat software. Now you can't do it to Paint or Microsoft Word. You need a chat software like WhatsApp or Messenger, or so many others are there. Once mainly text-based, nowadays chat also involves exchanging video and audio. Once upon a time, say about 10 years ago, you could only send text messages. Okay, but now today's children, you know very well that if you are using WhatsApp, along with your text messages, you can also send pictures, videos, even recorded audio or short music clips. The third popular service I'm going to talk about is internet free calls. So look at this picture here. This picture shows two people who are on a phone call through WhatsApp. So WhatsApp once upon a time was only for sending messages. Now it is also used for making phone calls. You can make phone calls and even video calls. Now you children have grown up with internet, so it is nothing very great to you. For us older people, sometimes we just think about things like video calling. Now if somebody had told us in our childhood about video calling, it would have been like magic. It would have been like magic. And talk to your parents or your uncles, certainly your grandparents. It's nothing sort of magic that you're talking to somebody on the phone and you can see the other person's picture there, video there, and the other person also can see your video. Okay, it's nothing sort of magic to us, but for you it is just something common. Let's see what this says over here. Internet allows you to make free voice calls and video calls to anyone in the world. Now, in our childhood also, you could call people abroad. It was called trunk calls. Now, those were very, very, very expensive. Now, you called somebody, you called your uncle in the United States once in a year maybe. That too in some sort of, when there was a need. You didn't just feel like talking to somebody and you talk. It was very expensive. But today, internet calls are free. You pay some money for your data pack, for your router charge. Otherwise, internet is almost totally free. The only condition is both parties must have the same software in their devices. That means, okay, you can do this internet free calls through WhatsApp. You can do it through something called Google Duo, and you can do it through Skype. These are only the three that are coming to my mind. There are some more also. So I have Skype on my phone, you have WhatsApp, then we can't talk. Both of us must have WhatsApp or both of us must have Skype, only then we can talk. Email stands for electronic mail. It is a facility on the internet that allows you to store, write, send and receive messages to anyone in the world. Now most of you are familiar with WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp is also used for messaging, but WhatsApp is mainly used for personal work. You send WhatsApp messages to your friends, your relatives, and sometimes business people also use it. But email is almost solely used for business purposes. So it is a more serious form of WhatsApp, you can say. And email has been there from even before WhatsApp. Certain ways email is better, certain way WhatsApp is better. Those differences you will come to know in the later years. Right now, just understand that email is a form of sending messages and it is used in the business and corporate sector. Now I will show you how you can type an email and send it to somebody. Now, to do that, you must have an email account with some email provider. Now, to do that, first I have to open a browser. I will start Google Chrome. Now I need to open an email software. My email account is in rediffmail.com. So I will open rediff.com. rediffmail.com, and this is the Rediff Mail window. I will click on Rediff Mail. It is asking me for my username. And then I have to type a password which is secret. And I am signed in. Now if I want to write an email, I will have to go to Write Mail and click there, and I get this Compose window. Here it says to whom I want to send the email. I will not type the name of somebody. I will have to type the email address of that person, and this is where I will type my message. And then finally I will click on the send button. Now I will talk about the word netiquettes. The word netiquette is a combination of two words, net, internet, and etiquette, good manners. So netiquette is a set of rules that govern the acceptable online behavior of the user. Okay. Now the word etiquette is not the same as law. Etiquette is not the same as law. Law means if you don't do something, you will be punished. Etiquette doesn't mean that. Etiquette just means good manners. Okay. So if your grandparents come visiting, you should touch their feet as a sign of respect. If you do that, everybody will commend you on your good sanskar. If you don't do, people will not be happy with you, but nobody will, I think, punish you. In the same way, when we are working on the internet, we should follow good manners. Okay, this good manners is called, on the internet, is called netiquette. Now, this etiquette can be divided into three parts. The first part can be termed as general netiquettes. So what are the general netiquettes? Respect others' copyright policy. Now there is a lot of information, lot of data on the internet. You can use it, certainly, but don't use it and say that it is your own. You use the data, use the information given in the internet, write it as in your own words, and acknowledge that you have got the information from which source. Avoid sarcasm. Okay? When you are on the internet, when you are on the various social networking sites, while making comments, don't use sarcasm. Speak politely. Respect others' privacy. So don't post pictures about others. Don't post about others. If you have a Facebook page, post your own pictures. Don't post your friends' pictures. Don't post your parents' pictures without their permission. If they allow, no problem. Don't do anything that will harm somebody's privacy. And no spam. Spam means unwanted advertisement. The next type of etiquette is social networking etiquettes. The sort of etiquettes we should follow when we are on the social networking sites like Facebook, Messenger, and so on. Friend request. Now, if you have a profile in Facebook or Instagram, people may send you friend requests. Please accept them with caution. For children, a very good piece of advice is not to accept friend requests from people whom you don't know or you hardly know. Keep your friends to your real friends or maybe some friends of friends, relatives, and a few elders. Use privacy features. Now this is for your own safety. Now you do put up some information of your own on the Facebook. Like you may give your address, your phone number, and maybe your email ID or something. Now this information is not for everybody. So there is a feature whereby you can make friends with many people, but this sort of private information like your date of birth, your place of birth, your phone number, your own phone number, maybe your parents' phone number, these will not be seen by all people. It will be only seen by a few people, or maybe only it will be visible to you. Do not post pictures of others. Okay? You can certainly post your own pictures, but don't post pictures of other people. They may not appreciate it. If they are okay with it, then you may do it. Comment wisely. Your mama is very fat. Suppose you have a mama who is very fat and he posts a picture of himself wearing a very tight t-shirt. And you feel like laughing and saying some very funny things. Well, next time you see him, you may say those things, but don't do that on Facebook or Instagram. Why? Because when you're making a comment on Facebook or Instagram, only your mama is not hearing it or seeing it. Everybody can see it, and that your mama will not tolerate. Report abuse. For young children like you, there's a very simple rule. If somebody is abusing you, it happens. If somebody is abusing you or harassing you in some way, don't keep silent, please. No matter whoever it is, if somebody is harassing you or posting improper things about you, commenting improperly, report it immediately to your elders, namely your parents. If your parents are not there, to any elder brother or sister, anybody responsible. Email netiquettes. Good manners to be followed while sending emails. Now this doesn't really concern you because you send only WhatsApp messages to your friends sometimes. You don't send emails, do you? But one day you will not be small children anymore. One day you will be grown-ups and you will be working in offices and you will be sending emails. And then manners still you have to follow. So you better learn now, have an idea now what sort of manners people are supposed to follow while sending emails. Subject line. There is a subject line, never keep it blank. The subject line should always be filled up. Use proper salutation. Okay. Now that means greet the person properly, address the person properly. This is not a WhatsApp chat you're making to your friend where you can say almost anything. Emails are sent in the business world, in the corporate world, and things are more formal over there. Concise message. Okay. Now in the business world, the corporate world, nobody has time to go over long-winded messages. Always keep it short and concise. Check spelling and grammars, which is what people do not check when they are sending messages on WhatsApp. Okay, so if you're sending to your friend or relative, maybe those things don't matter really. But in case of email, it's not something informal, it is something very serious. You probably be a very serious message you're sending. Okay, so always check the spelling and grammar to see that they are correct. All caps lock. Now that is something which you should not do even when you're in WhatsApp. Now what's the problem? The thing is when you type everything in caps lock is the equivalent of shouting. It is to show that you're angry. So that is something which you should avoid doing. Never type full messages in caps lock. Maybe one or two words you can put in caps lock, but not the entire message. Autoresponders are, you can give automatically, replies can be sent to emails. Use BCC feature, blind carbon copy. When you are sending a message to many persons, click on this BCC feature so that when that happens, if you send the message to many people, others are not aware that the same message has gone to others. It's just a bit of courtesy. Take a look before sending a message. This applies for your WhatsApp message also. Before you write a strongly worded message, see that you are typing the correct thing. In WhatsApp, you can delete the message after sending it, provided the person hasn't seen it. But in email, that cannot be done. Once an email is gone, it is gone. And remember, emails are generally serious business. Sent between business people, sent between the corporate world. You send some wrong image, wrong information, wrong message, okay, or Ram's message goes to Shyam, it can have very serious outcome. So be careful and take a look before you send a message. With that, I come to the end of this week's video. Today, I completed Chapter 7, Internet Services. Today, we studied about some commonly used Internet terms: web page, website, web browser, World Wide Web, and Internet Service Provider. We studied about 3 popular Internet services: video conferencing, chatting, and Internet free calls. We studied about email, what is email, how to compose email and send it, and we discussed about netiquettes, what is netiquette, what are the various types of general netiquettes, social networking netiquettes, and email netiquettes. Next week, there will be no video. Instead, there will be an online class. The portion will be Chapter 7, Internet Services. So till then, it's Tata and goodbye. and take care.